musket. Got that. Oh, hi. Welcome back for another ASMR session. And today, let's talk about some of the greatest Swedish inventions who changed our comfort and redefined our daily life. Because Sweden has a lot of great inventors that needs to be mentioned, along with their invention, of course. So I have made a list here. It has 3 pages with the most important inventions. Good. And we start from the late 17th century with the musket rifle. The musket rifle. Well, the musket rifle was invented by Sven Ederman, who was a Swedish inventor and officer who created a musket capable of firing more rapidly than any other conventional weaponry, and this was in the late 17th century. Alright. Now the next one, it's the earlier telegraph or optical telegraph. And the optical telegraph was invented by Abraham Nicholas Edelkrans. He is known for the experiment with the optical telegraph, and he inaugurated his telegraph with a poem dedicated to the Swedish king on his birthday in 1794. Wow. The message went from the Palace of Stockholm to the king at Drottningholm. I think it's Drottningholm. Alright, good. Now, maybe you heard, but you used the paper, the daily paper, but you may not know that the pulpwood paper was invented by Carl Daniel Ekman, a Swedish inventor who developed this kind of wooden paper between the 1871 and 1874. Interesting facts. Alright. The next one is most common in service tools, machinery tools, because it's the adjustable wrench. The adjustable wrench, or we can say the monkey wrench. And this very useful tool was invented by Johan Peter Johansson. I think it's Johansson. Johan Peter Johansson. Alright. Okay. In the list is also mentioned Alfred Nobel with its dynamite. This is I think the well-known Swedish invention. So the dynamite was invented by invention of Alfred Nobel. It's the gelignite, known as the blasting gelatin. It's the predecessor of the Semtex or the plastic explosion. And it was simply jelly, was named. Is an explosive material consisting of collodion, cotton dissolved ether nitroglycerin. Alright. So now let's move to the health field, because the first cardiac pacemaker, which was used for the very first operation or pacemaker operation, was invented by Rune Elmqvist, and it was used by Ake Senning in the first cardiac pacemakers surgery at Karolinska University in Stockholm. Good to know. Alright. And we are using every day when we are driving with a car the seat belt. Well, the modern seat belt like we are used to as a standard, it's named the 3-point seat belts. And the 3-point seat belts was invented by Niels Bohlin in 1951 for the Volvo company. Yes, the Volvo company. Alright, now let's talk about Aina Vifalk. Well, Aina Vifalk, she's famous for the walking frame for elderly or disabled people. And this was invented in the late 1970s. So, the walker helps the elderly stay mobile and active. I think everybody knows what it is, this device. Alright, now, another cool invention we are using almost daily. It's the classic zip or the zipper. The modern day zip, as we know it today, was improved upon and developed by the Swedish American inventor Gideon Sundback, and this was an improved version of the earlier, less effective model from 1913. Alright. Now, who may know that the Global Position Systems, or GPS, it has also the roots. It was invented by a Swedish designer and inventor whose name is Hakan Lantz, and he designed the first system which make use of the self-organized time division, multiple access, data link. This is the first on the earlier version of the GPS Global Position System. So he is the father of the Skype telecommunication app was invented by Niklas Zennström, as who co-developed the Skype application. Okay, now let's go to the science. The Tetra Pak cardboard packages. You know that packages we used to store to buy liquids like milk, juices, and so on. Well, they were invented by the Eric Wallenberg during the World War II. The order was to create a packaging for the milk that could compete with glass bottles and needs to be cheaper and use it as little materials as possible. And this is how the Tetra Pak cardboard packages for liquids was invented. So it has the origins back in the World War II. Okay. How about the flat screen monitor? Well, the flat screen monitor was the discovery of Sven Torbjörn Lagerfors, who discovered the ferroelectric liquid crystal, in 1979. Well, late his discovery led to the development of the technology for flat screen monitor, which went into production in the 1994. Okay, now the next one is about the safety matchsticks. Well, Gustav Ehrlich decided to move the flammable phosphorus, which was embedded in the match head. He moved to the side of the matchbox, as well as replaced the poisonous yellow phosphorus with a non-toxic red version. Oh yes, so he developed a better version of the matches, of the firing matches. Okay, now how about the telephone handset? Well, Lars Magnus Ericsson, back in the 1885, it revolutionized how the telephones were used, and eventually all the handsets were based on this design of handing the phone. We may not have those kind of phones back at home, but for more than 100 years there were the classical ones with handset to pick up and have the microphone and the diffuser at the same place. Right. Okay. Alright. Maybe name Anders or Anders Celsius. It's tell you something. Well, actually, he's the inventor of the Celsius standard in the computer, in the IT and computer technology. Alright, now the next invention is the classic Coke bottle or soda bottle. Alexander Samuelson, the original brief was to design a bottle so distinct you would recognize it by feel it in the dark or lying broken on the ground. And this is how the Coke bottle was born due to the invention of Alexander Samuelson. Alright. And the first nickel iron electric storage batteries and nickel cadmium batteries were invented also by a Swedish inventor called Ernst Waldemar Jungner. Ernst Waldemar Jungner. That's okay. Alright. The next one, it's the Rotary Light. Rotary Light. The Rotary Light was invented by the father of Alfred Nobel. It's the Immanuel Nobel. He was the inventor of the Rotary Light used in the plywood manufacturing. He was a member of the Nobel family and the father of Robert Nobel, Ludwig Nobel, Alfred Nobel, and Oscar Nobel. So all the Nobel family were all inventors. Good to know. Also we have the repeating revolver. Well, actually Jonas Ofral was a Swedish priest. Okay, how ironic is that? A Swedish priest who developed a revolver at the same time and independently of Samuel Colt. Oh god, I didn't have any clue that a repeating revolver could be invented by a priest. And we have next the first version of a machine gun was invented in 1868 by Helge Palmgrens, and that version of machine gun was finished and the demonstration of its capacity was held in the front of the Swedish defense ministers. Well, after that was in 1868, and after a couple of little modification and improvements, Helge patented the barrel lever machine gun, and it was bought into the Swedish army. In the same year, the machine gun was exhibited at the Vienna World's Fair in 1873. That's my good. Okay, again to the health science. We're gonna talk about the first hemodialysis and the dialysis machines, which were invented by Niels Olival. He was a pioneer in hemodialysis, and he invented the first practical dialysis machines. Alright. And we're gonna stay here in the health science because Dr. Arme Asplund invented the defibrillator as we are knowing it today, the principle of defibrillator pulping refiner and the defibrillator machine method in 1930. How many countless lives these defibrillators saved? Oh my god. Alright, let's talk about encryption machines. It was a Swedish businessman and inventor of those type of encryption machines. His name is Boris Caesar Wilhelm Hecklin. Boris Caesar Wilhelm Hecklin. Alright, now in 1933, Nini Kronberg, by the way, which she was a woman, Nini Kronberg invented the patent for powdered milk. I think the babies are fed with powdered milk, right? I think this is the first thing that came to my mind, because when I was young, my parents, I was too young or too little, I was just a little toddler. They fed me with some powdered milk. Right. Alright, now let's talk about big machines. The automatic transmission, steam turbine, and air preheaters were invented and developed by the same guy, and its name is Frederick Ljungström. And he invented the automatic transmission for the machines. Right. We're gonna stay in the science era. Östen Makitalo developed the GSM and led the meetings to find an European and later world standard for mobile communication. GSM. Alright, now Carl Munters. Carl Munters was a Swedish inventor most known for inventing, together with Balthasar von Platen, the gas absorption refrigerator, now sold by Electrolux. So the refrigerator like we are knowing today was born by the great minds of Carl Munters and Balthasar von Platen. Okay, so this was the list, a list of the most, I think I selected the most important and well-known inventions or objects that we are using today, and I think this list has these inventions definitely redefined our common life and our common comfort. But just think about how geniuses there were back then in Sweden, because because most of these peoples, they were contemporary. So Sweden has a lot of pioneers in technology and invention. So I salute that. I respect this country very much. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you aren't subscribed to my channel, I think now it's the moment, because this will improve will boost my base morale. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see next time in another video. Until then, I wish you all the best. Bye bye.